Are VOX and Amazon hurting beekeepers? VOX Media is a relatively new media company launched in 2014 that covers a wide range of subjects, including politics, science, culture, and environment. Its YouTube channel with 12+ million followers features high-quality explainer videos on a selection of topics that I personally enjoy most of the time. In 2025, VOX included in their mission statement the phrase, "making sense of it all." In a recent video entitled, "No, honey cannot cure your allergies," is certainly an attempt to fulfill their mission statement. Even though I think the production quality is spot on, I'm not sure about the collaboration and sponsorship with Amazon One Medical. I think the content itself was interesting, but it was based solely on the opinion of an allergist, which could create a small bias, especially when the allergist sells the cure they're trying to say that honey itself cannot provide. If you're new here, hi, I'm Dr. Umberto Boncristiani and this is Inside the Hive.tv, the show that takes you into the world of bees. We also try to make sense of things here, so if you like bees and want to know more about them, please consider subscribing and also hit the bell button so you don't miss a single video. VOX video starts presenting the rationale.
The theory goes like this. Flowers produce pollen. They also produce nectar, which bees collect to make honey. When they do that, they take some pollen with them. So, bee honey usually contains some pollen. So, here's the theory. When you eat locally produced honey, your body is ingesting small amounts of local pollen, the stuff that would normally make you miserable during allergy season, and building an immunity to it. In other words,
it basically is like microdosing the allergies in your area.
Then VOX, after nicely explaining how allergy works and how we normally treat it, they asked the main question of the video.
So, if these shots contain a tiny bit of allergens, and honey contains a tiny bit of allergens, why not just eat honey instead?
That's not a thing. I'm not knocking on honey, okay? Love me some honey. But when people think that they're using it to treat seasonal and environmental allergies, probably not.
And the main reason why is a pretty simple one. Honey does contain pollen, it's just the wrong pollen.
Well, not so fast, lady. Let's set aside the reaction of the expert and examine the core argument. VOX and the immunologist argue that honey doesn't help with seasonal allergies because they believe the pollen in honey differs from the pollen that triggers allergies. Therefore, they claim honey cannot provide the microdosing effect that allergy shots do. While this explanation might sound logical, unfortunately, it is not based on reality. When you purchase local honey from a reliable beekeeper, a honey that was made in the right time of the year, you will actually find the relevant pollen in the honey. Just like VOX video explained, the pollen from these trees travels vast areas and will also end up in the flowers honeybee collected nectar from. You can easily verify that with a microscope yourself. I did it many times. And I guess the immunologist and VOX looked only at honey from supermarkets, where you can barely find any pollen at all. Therefore, raw honey from a local beekeeper produced by honeybees at the right time of the year will for sure contain the right pollen. This is a fact that itself already debunked the arguments VOX videos make against honey. But there is much more to talk about here, folks. Here is the critical part that VOX and the immunologist missed. And to be honest, what makes me suspicious about the intentions here. Allergy shots don't work the way they explain in their videos. According to their explanation, precise amount of diluted pollen are injected by highly skilled professionals, which over time would alleviate the allergy symptoms caused by this pollen. However, they missed a crucial detail about allergy shots. Allergy shots are by no means only the allergen itself, in this case pollen, diluted and injected in you. If that were the case, simply being exposed to pollen each year would naturally alleviate the symptoms. What really makes allergy shots effective is something different. The shots contain extra components called adjuvants that helps the immune system shift its response to a better path, essentially training the immune system to react differently when encountering the pollen. The idea is simple and effective. You introduce the allergen in small controlled doses along with another substances that triggers a better immune response, and after many repetitions, the immune system learns to react to the pollen the same way it reacts to the adjuvant itself. Therefore, omitting this crucial information about adjuvants is misleading for sure, but I cannot assure bad intentions even though it is very suspicious. Now, here is the beauty of using honey for the same purpose. Honey can naturally contain the same components found in allergy shots. Let me explain. When airborne pollen from trees lands on flowers that honeybees visit, the resulting honey contains small amounts of tree pollen mixed with flower pollens. These flower pollens can serve as natural adjuvants, since they are known for being less allergenic among the population. Of course, there are exceptions to all of this, just as there are exceptions to everything in medicine. Please don't take this as a medical advice. Let's focus only on the idea. Therefore, honey used in the right way might work exactly like allergy shots, but in a completely natural way. Raw, unfiltered honey from local beekeepers, when produced during the right season, can therefore be an excellent natural alternative for seasonal allergy relief, as it contains the same beneficial components as allergy shots. But it needs to be done the right way. For honey to work against seasonal allergies, you need to find raw, unfiltered honey from a reliable local beekeeper and consume a small amount daily. Supermarket honey is very unlikely to do the job because it's heavily filtered and altered, when it is not completely fake honey. It is important to note though that when consuming honey for allergy relief purposes, you shouldn't add it to hot tea or any other hot beverage. The heat will alter the pollen's molecular structure, which prevents the immune system from recognizing and responding to it properly. A small spoon every morning many months before the allergy season, over time, will very likely do the job. I say likely here because we don't have proper studies on this, and I don't think we'll ever have. Who will spend millions of dollars to explore the possibility that local raw honey that you can get from any local beekeeper could be a great remedy for seasonal allergies? Well, I'm not going deep into this rabbit hole here on YouTube, but if you want more information about it, I will be releasing an exclusive video for my community soon. Please consider supporting me there. But briefly, the issue comes down to incentives. Beekeepers would be the main beneficiaries of these studies, but they lack the financial resources to fund such research. And the bee labs available are not capable to generate such data. Human trials are hard to perform and cost millions because of regulation. That's why, in the existing literature, we only can find small-scale studies like those cited by VOX, which are easily challenged by Big Pharma. This is a clear example of how big government, under the guise of protecting people, ends up protecting large companies, the only ones with enough resources to fund such experiments. Beekeepers already have enough problems nowadays keeping their bees alive, and cheap shots like this trying to take away the true benefits of honey is something that shouldn't be happening. When the general population starts to understand the real value of good honey and the hardworking people involved in producing quality honey, that will be the day the price of honey will be fair and beekeepers will become free again. I want to take the opportunity to thank all beekeepers out there for their hard work. You at home, if you want to help, please share this video with as many people as possible so we can help the beekeepers out there. Now, different from the allergy shot industry, today's sponsor, Vita Bee Health, has the right incentives and interest of beekeepers as a priority, developing a line of different honeybee health products to fit everybody's style of beekeeping. Sponsors like Vita help me to fight for beekeepers without restrictions. Please check them out, link in the description of this video. That being said, I want to thank Vita for sponsoring this video and you for watching. Inside the Hive.tv, the show about bees. See you guys in the next video.